Good morning, grade 5 mathletes! Welcome to week 6 of the Valenzuela Lab in Mathematics 5. I am your teacher today, Mrs. Elizabeth R. Aguilar from Malinta Elementary School. I am excited to give you our new lessons for today. Are you ready, mathletes? But before we proceed, I want you to do the following so your teacher will recognize your attendance and participation. First, type in your complete name, grade and section, your subject teacher, and your school in the comment box. Second, if you like to answer during our discussion, simply type in your answer in the comment box. And if you have some questions about the lessons discussed, you may also type in your questions before the session ends. Alright, in today's lesson, you will be able to learn the following. We have formulate the rule in finding the next term in a sequence. And use different strategies looking for a pattern, working backwards, to solve for the unknown in simple equations involving one or more operations on numbers and fractions. But before that, let's have first our story. Are you ready to hear the story? Great! Now let's start. The title of the story is all about the hungry bunny. In a garden full of carrots, there once lived a happy bunny. If he felt hungry, he just gets the carrots in the garden. But one day, a famine struck. There were no carrots left in the garden. He cried for help. He roamed places to find food to satisfy his hunger. But there's no willing to help because they also need to find food for themselves. Until such a day when he's so weak to find some food, he cried so loud, "Help! Help! Help!" All right, grade 5 mathletes, will you help the hungry bunny? Well, that's cool. Now, let's help the hungry bunny to get the carrot by answering the following continuously. First, we have 18 times 3. Great! It is 54. All right? For the next one, we have 6 plus 38. Very good. That is 44. And how about the next one? 44 times 2. Very good. We have 88. All right? The next one is 54 divided by 9. Great. We have 6. All right, for the next one, 88 minus 40. Very good. That is 48. All right. The next one, we have 48 divided by 12. Wow, that's great. That is 4. Now, the bunny is going to the carrot. We have 4 plus 112. Great. That is 116. All right. The bunny is going now to the carrot. We have 116 minus 35. Very good. It's 81. And finally, for the last one, we have 81 divided by 3. Right. That is 27. All right. We have congratulations. Thank you very much for helping the bunny to get his carrot. Okay, so I guess the bunny is ready for a walk-up. Are you willing to go with the bunny in answering this? Can you find the next 3 figures? All right, try to look the pattern closely. The pattern here is we have the arrow going to the right, circle, then the third one is arrow going down, and we have the circle, and next is the arrow going to the left, and we have the circle. So can you guess what will be the next shape? Very good. That will be arrow going up. And how about for the next shape? Well, that's great. That will be circle. And how about the last shape? Great. That is arrow going to the right again. So we will just repeat the pattern. All right. How about this one? We have here the pattern 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So what will be the next number? Try to study closely the pattern. All right, did you get it? Did you get the pattern? Well, all we need to do is very good. You have to add the previous term by 2. So we have 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Then we have 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. And we have 6 plus 2 is equal to 8. And 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. Now, do you know what's the next number? Well, that's great. We had to add 2 to 10. So 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. And for the next number, we have to add 2 to 12. We have 12 plus 2 is equal to 14. And we have, for the last number, we have 14 plus 2 is equal to 16. So, to complete the pattern, we have to add 2 to the previous term. So, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Very good, grade 5 athletes. Now, let's try another one. We have here 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. What will be the next 3 numbers? Try to study it closely. What is the pattern? Very good. So, all you need to do is, we have to multiply 2 to the previous term. So, we have 1 times 2 is equal to 2. Then we have 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Then 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Then 8 times 2 is equal to 16. All right. So we have to multiply 2 to the previous term. So what will be the next number? Great. That will be 16 times 2 is equal to 32. And how about the next one? We have to multiply 32 times 2. That is equal to, very good, that is 64. And how about the last number? All right, we also need to multiply 64 times 2. And that will give you to 128. So our pattern now is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. Do you know, class, that patterns are sequences that repeat based on a rule? And a rule is the way to solve a problem. Now, let's define some terms. So we have here sequence. Sequence is a list of things, usually numbers, that are in order. And we have each member or element in a sequence is called a term of the sequence. All right, so let's have some example. Example number 1 is an arithmetic sequence. So let's find the missing terms in 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, 26. What will be the next term? All right. So try to study it closely. What are we going to do? Very good. All you need to do is to add 5 to the previous term. So let's do this. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. Then 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. And 11 plus 5 is equal to 16. Then 16 plus 5 is equal to 21. Then 21 plus 5 is equal to 26. What will be the next term? Using the rule, add 5 to the previous term. Very good. That will be 26 plus 5 is equal to 31. Excellent, grade 5 mathletes. And we have the last term. We have to add 5 to 31. That gives you to 36. So our sequence now is 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, 26, 31, and 36. Did you get it? Now, let's have another one. Example number 2 is an example of a geometric sequence. Let's find the next two terms in the sequence 8, 16, 32, 64. And here's our pattern. So, let's study it closely. What will be the rule? All right. Our rule is we have to multiply 2 to the previous term. So we have 8 times 2 is equal to 16. Then the next one, we have to multiply 16 by 2. That gives you to 32. Then 32 times 2 is equal to 64. Okay, so in finding the next term, we have again, the rule is to multiply 2 repeatedly. To get the next term, we have here 64 times 2 is equal to 128. Then, for the last term, we have 128 times 2 is equal to 256. Did you get the correct answer? Excellent, grade 5 mathletes. All right, let's have another example. For example number 3, we have find the rule for the given sequence and identify the 8th and 9th term. So here's our sequence. 4, 5, 7, 10, 14, 19, 25. So will you formulate the rule? All right. Did you have it? You can comment your answer in our comment section. Okay, great. So we have here, our first term is 4. We have to add 1 to get the second term, which is 5. Then another one, to get the third term, we have to add 2 to 5. So 5 plus 2 is 7. So that will be our third term. Now, to get the fourth term, what are we going to do? Great! We have to add 3 to the previous term. So we have 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. And that gives you the fourth term. All right. Do you know already the rule? Okay, what will be the next one? That's great. So you have to add 10 to 4. That gives you to 14. And that will be our fifth term. Then to get the sixth term, what could be the next? Very good. You have to add 5 to 14 to give you the sixth term, which is 19. All right. How about the seventh term? What are we going to do? Very good. You have to add 6 to 19 to give you 25. And that will be our seventh term. Okay, now, so do you know how to get the eighth term? Very good. What are we going to do is, we are going to add 25 plus 7 to get the eighth term, which is 32. Did you get it? Excellent, grade 5 maths. Now we have to get the ninth term. What could be? What are we going to do? Great. So we have to add 8 to 32 to get our ninth term, which is 40. And that 40 is our ninth term. All right. So our rule is, we have to add the previous term to so our previous term is 25, to the number of previous terms, which is the 7. All right, so our answer is, our 8th term is 32 and our 9th term is 40. Right? Did you get the correct answer? That's great, grade 5 mathletes. Now, it's your turn, grade 5 mathletes, to answer activity number 1. It is called DIY, or do it yourself. I want you to find the next terms, then write the rule for each sequence. All right. For number 1, we have the sequence 1, 5, 13, 29. Okay, you need to find the next 3 terms, then write the rule for each sequence. I will give you 30 seconds to get the 3 terms. 30 seconds. All right, time is up. So what will be the rule? All right, let's see if you get the correct answer. So if you are going to study it closely, you have to multiply the previous number by 2 and add 3. So let's do this. So for our solution, we have 1 times 2 is equal to 2. Then we have to add 3. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5 to get the next term. Okay. To get the third term, we have to multiply 5 times 2. That is equal to 10. Then 10 plus 3, that gives you 13. Okay. Then, let's apply the rule for the next term. We have to multiply 13 by 2. That gives you 26. Then, 26 plus 3, that gives you 29. Okay. So, what will be the next term? Great. That will be 29 times 2 is equal to 58. And you have to add 3 to 58. That gives you 61. So the next term is 61. Okay, to find the sixth term, we have to multiply 61 times 2. That is equal to 122. And of course, do not forget to add 3 to 122. And that gives you to 125. Okay, for our last term, all you need to do is, you also multiply 125 times 2. That gives you to 250. And of course, you have to add 3 to 250. And that gives you to 253. All right, did you get the correct rule? Very good, grade 5 math is. Then let's try another number. For number 2, we have the sequence 2, 6, 18, 54. Okay, find the next 3 terms. 30 seconds. Okay, time is up. What is now the rule? Very good. So the rule is you have to multiply the previous term by 3. Okay, let's have the solution. So 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Then we have 6 times 3 is equal to 18. Then 18 times 3 is equal to 54. Now, what's the next term? Very good. So we have to multiply 54 times 3 is equal to 162. Then, for the next term, we have 162 times 3. That gives you to 486. And for the last term, we have also to multiply 486 times 3. That gives you to 1,458. Did you get it, grade 5 mathletes? Excellent. Now, let's go to number 3. So, number 3 is 7, 8, 16, 17. So, I want you to find the next 3 terms. Okay, 30 seconds starts now. All right, time is up. Do you get the rule now? Very good. So our rule is you have to add 1 and times 2 alternately to the previous term. Okay, let's solve it. So we have here 7 plus 1. That gives you to 8. That will be our second term. Then, for the third term, you have to multiply it by 2. So 8 times 2, that gives you to 16. And the next one? Yes, that's right. You have to add 1 to 16. That is equal to 17. All right. What will be the next term? Very good. So all you need to do is you have to multiply 17 times 2. That gives you to 34. And following the rule, to get the next term, we have to add 34 plus 1. That is equal to 35. Okay, for our last term, using our rule, very good. So all you need to do is to multiply 35 times 2. That's give you to 70. Did you get the correct answer? That's great. All right. So we have another number. Let's go to number 4. We have 3, 6, 9, 12. Find the next 3 terms. 30 seconds. Time is up. Okay, did you get the rule? Well, that's great. So the rule is add 3 to the previous term. Did you get it? Now let's have this solution. So 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. Of course, 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. And 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. That's very easy. Okay. For our next term, we have 12 plus 3, of course, is equal to 15. And we have 15 plus 3, that is equal to 18. And for our last term, we have 18 plus 3, that gives you to 21. I guess you get the correct answer. That's very easy. All right, for our last number for this activity, we have here 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But this time, you have to find the 20th term. All right, let's see if you will get the correct answer. 30 seconds. All right, time is up. What is our rule? Great. So you have to subtract 1 from twice the number of the terms. Okay, to explain this rule, let's see the solution. So all we need to do is, our first term is 1. Then what are we going to do is, we have to multiply it by 2. And that gives you to 2. Then next is 2 minus 1. That gives you to 1. So that will be our first term. So for the second term, all we need to do is, again, we have to use the number of term. So we have 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Then, of course, following the rule, 4 minus 1, that gives you to 3. And that is our second term. Now, to get the third term, you have to use the number, which is 3. Multiply it by 2. That gives you to 6. And then, of course, you have to subtract it. 6 minus 1. That gives you to the third term. And now, for the fourth term, again, following the rule, you have to multiply using the number 4. Multiply it by 2. That gives 8. And of course, do not forget, the next step, we have to subtract 8 minus 1. That gives you to 7. That is our fourth term. Now, to get the fifth term, we have to use 5. Multiply it by 2. That gives you to 10. Then, of course, 10 minus 1, that gives you to 9. So 9 is our fifth term. Now, how to get the 20th term? Of course, following the rule, we have to use the number 20 times 2. That gives you to 40. Then, of course, the next step, 40 minus 1, that is equal to 39. So, our 20th term is 39. Did you get it? Excellent, grade 5 mathematics. All right. Now, I have here a problem. Bunny's friend got 36 carrots in the garden. It is 16 carrots more than 4 times to Bunny. How many carrots did the bunny get? Okay, what is asked in the problem? Very good. The number of carrots got by the bunny. Then, the next question is, what are the given facts? Great. That is 36 carrots and 16 carrots more than 4 times. And what strategies shall be used? All right, we are going to use the working backwards. So, our lesson is, we will use different strategies, looking for a pattern or working backwards to solve for the unknown in a simple equations involving one or more operation on numbers and fractions. Okay, let's have the solution for our problem. Okay, so we have here 36 carrots is 4 times the bunny's carrots plus 16. We still don't know the number of bunny's carrots. Now, we have 36. Just make the is to equal sign. So we have 36 equal to 4 times bunny's carrot plus 16. Okay, so what should we do? All right, we are going to do the working backwards. So we have to subtract 36 minus 16. Since our operation is plus 16, so opposite of plus is subtraction. So you have to subtract 36 minus 16. And that's give you to 4 times bonus carrots. Okay, the next thing to do, of course, the operation there is multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So you have to divide 20 divided by 4, and that gives you 2 bonus carrots. So 24 divided by 4, that is equal to 5. So the bonus carrots is equal to 5. Now, to check whether our answer is correct, so we have here 36 is equal to 4 times the bonus carrot plus 16. And then 36 is equal to 4 times, what's the number of bonus carrots? Yes, it's 5 carrots plus 16. So we have here 36 is equal to 4 times 5. That gives you to 20 plus 16. So 36 is equal to 20 plus 16 is also 36. That means that our answer is correct. Therefore, Bonnie had 5 carrots. All right, did you understand? All right, let's have another example. If a number is multiplied by 22, the product is 506. What is the number? Okay, so we have here a number. We still don't do the number times 22, and the product is 506. So to find it, we have to work it backwards since the operation is multiplication. Opposite of multiplication is division. We have to divide it. So we have 506 divided by 22. Great. That gives you to 23. So the number is equal to 23. Now let's check if our answer is correct. 23 times 22 is equal to 506. Alright, of course, 23 times 22 is 506. Equals to 506. So that means our answer is correct. Alright, therefore the number is 23. So I'm looking for the number 23. Did you get the correct answer? That's great. Now, let's go to example number 2. If you divide my number by 23, you get a quotient of 22 and a remainder of 5. What is my number? So what are we going to do? We have here my number. We still don't know what's my number. Divide it by 23. Of course, the quotient is 22. And we have the remainder 5. All right. Working backwards, what are we going to do is we have here, we still don't know my number. Divided by 23, that is equal to 27. Because 22 plus 5 is 27. Again, we have to work it backwards since our operation there is divide. So the opposite of divide, we have to multiply. So my number, we still don't know, is equal to 27 times 23. So what is my number? Very good. My number is 621. Okay, let's see if my number is 621. Let's check it. So we have 621 is my number divided by 23. That gives the quotient of 22 plus the remainder 5. Now, 621 divided by 23 is 27. Then 22 plus 5 is equal to 27. That means our answer is correct. Therefore, my number is 621. Alright? Did you get it? Did you understand? Well, let's see if you really understand the lesson. Answer the activity. Do it yourself. Find the unknown in an equation by working backwards. Okay, we have here number one. I will give you 30 seconds to find the unknown. 30 seconds. All right, what's the answer? Very good. So it's 164. Did you get it? Very good, grade 5, Patty. Now for number two, you work it backwards. I'll give you 30 seconds. All right, time is up. What's the answer? Good job. The correct answer is 8. All right, let's go to number 3. Okay, find the unknown. I'll give you another 30 seconds. Okay, time is up. Okay, so the correct answer is very good. It's 45. Excellent, grade 5 mathletes. Now let's continue with number 4. So before that, for number 4, we have to solve each problem. Okay. The problem for number 4 is what number is it that when increased by 243 becomes 500? Right, I will give you 30 seconds. All right. So what number is it that when increased by 243 becomes 500? Very good. That is 257. All you need to do is just subtract 500 minus 243. Okay, for our last number. I am thinking of a number. If you add 42 to it and then subtract 24, the result is 82. What is the number that I am thinking of? All right, 30 seconds. All right, time is up. So what number that I am thinking of? Excellent! It's 64. All right, did you get the correct answer? Very good, grade 5 math kids. Now, I want you to keep it in mind. Patterns are sequences that repeat based on a rule, and a rule is the pattern followed by the sequence. And then, simple equation is a mathematical equation containing one unknown quantity. To solve the unknown in a simple equation, use different strategies like working backwards or looking for a pattern. Okay, for your assignment for today, I want you to answer assessment on your self-learning module in mathematics. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm Mrs. Elizabeth R. Aguilar from Malinta Elementary School. Always remember, kids, that math teaches us that there's a reason to believe that in every problem we encounter, there must be a solution. See you next time. Goodbye.